Good morning, Joe here from Back to Basics Health Solutions. Well, I hope you got my email out this morning. If you're not on my email list, let me know. It's joe@backtobasicshealthsolutions.com because you're missing out on some great helpful tips. So whilst I post things in the group here, I also have my email list that I send helpful tips for your overall health and well-being. So one of the things I wanted to share with you today is about what happens when life gets busy. Okay, all of us gets busy in our life, and you know what blows my mind is that we can push things and put them on the back burner. Yeah, are you one of these people who is I'll deal with this later type thing, you know? And I am the worst one, because you know what, the one thing that I push on the back burner, and I've got to do it this week, is the BAS. Yes, I was never an accountant. I was never good with figures, facts and figures. I can do lots of things in my world, but I was not designed to be the person who gets my BAS under control. But you know what I do? I actually get all the information ready, and I have a bookkeeper that comes in to help me because I can't be good at everything, right? But anyway, normally my bookkeeper will make an appointment with me, which is, let's say it's next week, and she's going to be so surprised with me because I'm really going to be ready a week earlier this week. And normally she'll go, "Hey Joe, can I come in earlier?" And I go, "No, I haven't done my BAS yet." So you know what? I put certain things on the back burner, but you know what? There's a few foolproof plans of attack that you can get through, because you know what? One way or another, you're going to have to do it. It doesn't matter what you've got happening in your workplace, your home place, whatever's happening, it's going to have to go, okay? So it's not like a push through me club. Yeah, I'm going to push through it. Yes, that happens. But leaving it up to chance is not really the thing that we need to do, because we all have responsibilities, and there's no use passing the buck, because you know what it does? It creates stress. Yes, it does. And that's what it does for me, because then when it creates stress, it's an overwhelm. I know I've got to smash it out, and sometimes I stay back. When if I plan a little bit ahead of time, which is perfect for me this week, because this is one of the things I'm going to do. So here is 6 tips to help you de-stress, calm the farm down. And number 1 is, when you're stressed, is to stop and take in some deep breaths, okay? A few minutes just to be controlled. And one of the things that I taught in a focus group on Monday was, this is something simple. You'll breathe in 4, hold 4, breathe out 4. So this is how it runs. So I always hear, breathe in for 4, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4, okay? Slowing that thought process down, do that for 4 rounds. So 4 by 4 by 4 by 4, okay? So this is trying to de-stress you out. Also perfect if you're having trouble trying to go to sleep. Stop and do this, and it'll help calm you down. I actually do count backwards as well from 500, but that's another story for later. But work that out and try that breath. Moving your body is also a great de-stressor. It relieves stress. I mean, how many times have you been really stressed, or maybe at the end of the day you've come home, you've either done a workout or even in the morning, and you feel so much better. So it releases those happy endorphins. Yes, there are happy endorphins in there. And you know you feel good after a workout because you're sweaty. But even I've done boxing, right? So when I was stressed last week, I had my PT session and we did boxing, and my PT said, "Whoa, Joe, what is happening?" And I said, "I'm doing my turn and I'm counting them." And she said, "There's a bit of power behind that." And I went, yeah, I was actually focusing on something as well, but I felt so good at the end of the session. So releasing those hormones works a dream, okay? Getting a new perspective. Reading positive, bring positive thoughts into your world. So whether it's just one thing, Google positive memes or affirmations, bringing your negative component into a positive. The I can'ts to I can. So if I go, "Oh, I can't do my BAS," let's put the BAS in there. But you know, I can now. I can do this if I structure it, if I allocate time in my diary. So now I'm putting a plan in place to make sure that my end game works. So it doesn't matter whether it's your food end game, your work end game, a family, a holiday, a bank account. All these things have to have plans in place. But you've got to get perspective to know what is your end game. So that's one of the things to bring in. Upgrade your diet and nutrition, or your nutrition and hydration. If you are working just on caffeine, you are dehydrating yourself. Having 1 cuppa a day is not bad. You could even do 2. Having 3, 4, 5. I've had people tell me they have 6 cuppa cup of coffees a day. So what means is that they're looking for the caffeine hit to give them more energy. Well, I'm sorry, it's actually dehydrating you. For every 1 cup of coffee, you're actually dehydrating the water out of your system. Okay, so if you have a coffee, you should replace with a glass of water. Are you watching the foods that you're eating? If you're stressed, are you actually being more attracted to high sugars or snack foods? And I call this what I call my free radical people. You've got no plan in place, coming back to plans again. And it means that by 3 or 4 o'clock, you hit the wall and it's like, I will have this snack now. Whatever's there, whatever's not, is not nailed down. It's literally going into your mouth because you want food now, especially if you've missed that midday to 1 o'clock window, or you've just pushed yourself and you've worked past what I call your use by date. It means then that you've got no control on the food choices. And of course, maybe getting up an extra half hour earlier and preparing your lunches for the day so that you're having a good nutritional meal so you're not falling into that. Also, classic, make sure you do a shopping list, because where most people fail is when they do the groceries, because you put the naughty shit in the grocery trolley from the get-go. So if you've got a shopping list, stick to your plan, okay? And if you've been part of my online support group and in my Healthy Living program, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Making time for recovery. So recovery is your sleep. Sleep is the important part. You should be getting a minimum of 6 hours. Now, if you are waking up, could be that you've got young children. It could be that you're hardwired at work and you're tossing and turning and you're finding it hard to get back to sleep after you've woken up. We need to look at this because poor sleep makes you feel tired. You wake up tired and then you're looking for a pick-me-up, a coffee in the morning. You could be falling down then again that 3 or 4 o'clock time. So that is the time that it happens. So if this is happening and you're not getting a good sleep, we need to look at things. Is it magnesium? Is it too much coffee that you're having through the day? Is it we need to look at certain vitamin minerals that you could be deficient in? And are you hydrating yourself? All these things are coming into play, okay? Now, also support network. What's around you? Have you got people that you can work with, like-minded people, positive people? Do you have negative people that are in your network? If you do, maybe it's time to clean them out. I was actually talking to, when I went to training this morning, I was talking exactly this thing, and they sort of said, you know, if you have people that are your friends, but they're not really your friends on your Facebook world, maybe unfriend them, unfollow them. If they're not in your circle, maybe you don't need to be filtered with all this other information. In 2022, we have so much more avenues that we are being bombarded with social media, with the TV, Instagram, you have Twitter, you have emails. There's so much data coming in that perhaps you need to defrag. And that's where I come into the last thing, which is called feeding your mind. What are you feeding your mind? If you're still feeding it with too much information, maybe if you've got 5 avenues that have come into you, maybe you need to delete or remove some things from your aspect of what's happening. And that's something that I have done with, I call it mainstream media. I found in the last 2 years I became saturated with some fear and negativity component, and I had to stop because it was overwhelming me, the negative component. So I don't hardly even watch the news these days. And you know what? I feel so much better. I feel good because I've taken that component out. Don't get me wrong, I might take snippets in of what I need to take away from the news, but I've learned from experience that the news is not telling me everything. I need to do some of my own research, which is exactly what it is that I'm feeding my mind, doing my own research, making my own information, and also analyzing what I want to come in and come out, okay? And also too, focusing on your health and well-being, whether it's exercise, getting out in the sun. I always talk about vitamin D. It's absolutely perfect. He's your best mood enhancer, and we've got it from the sun. But if you're working in the office, you're in a car, you're not actually getting out, you may need to do this. And once again, I'll talk about magnesium. We need magnesium in our day because these two guys actually work together. So your magnesium helps to pick up your vitamin D. So once again, vitamin minerals is really important to helping you move forward as well. Anyway, I hope those tips were really helpful this morning. I will pop a little bit of information up above. Remember, at any time, if you see my videos, like, comment. It lets me know that you guys can see me. And if you'd like any other helpful tips or information, feel free to message me at any time. I'm more than welcome to have a chat with you as well. Make it a great day and make it count. See you later.